In far northern Australia, there's a land that few people will ever get to see. A vast wilderness, nearly the size of England, supercharged with mystery and spiritual power. It's a place where Aboriginal people and culture still thrive. This is Arnhem Land, the wildest place you've never seen. This is sacred Aboriginal land. It's just not open to the general public. You need special permits and authorities to travel through this country, and the logistical challenges are, of course, immense. But now, one tour company has found a way for you to explore Australia's final frontier. Outback Spirit have done what no other tour company has ever done before. They have built an incredible network of luxury lodges. And they have equipped these lodges with everything you might need to discover and explore all that Arnhem Land has to offer. They have literally created an epic journey through the original Australia. Along the way, you'll be immersed in the oldest surviving culture on Earth. You'll meet some incredible people with incredible skills that have been developed over 50,000 years. They know and love this country, and here's your chance to see it through their eyes. The biggest town on the Gove Peninsula, in fact it's just about the only town, is Nhulunbuy, which was originally built in the mid-60s to service a bauxite mine and refinery. The refinery's been decommissioned, but there's still about 3,000 people live here. And from up here on the lookout, you get a bit of an idea of exactly where we are. You got the Gulf of Carpentaria over there, and over that way is the rest of Arnhem Land and the Arafura Sea. This is where our Outback Spirit Arnhem Land Wilderness Adventure starts. Over the course of the next 12 days, we'll travel over 1,000 kilometres from Nhulunbuy in the east all the way to Seven Spirit Bay in the west. A journey that was impossible until now. But before we venture any deeper into this sacred land, there's an important ceremony we need to attend. It's our welcome to country. Traditional Aboriginal culture remains strong up here, and ceremony is still an integral part of community life. Arnhem Land is famous for its Indigenous culture and its people's art. And all along this journey, you'll visit stunning art centres like this one in Yirrkala, where you will get the chance to meet the artists and experience firsthand their strong connection between art and life. From Nhulunbuy, we'll be travelling west through some pretty wild country. But don't worry, these tried, proven and super comfortable Mercedes-Benz Axor units are well and truly up to the task. First stop on this tour is 2 nights at the incredible Mwangi Safari Lodge. The Safari Lodge is set on the banks of the mysterious Arafura Swamp, the largest wooded wetland in Australia. Most mornings, the wetlands generate a blanket of fog that rolls over this sacred landscape. And the billabong that surrounds the lodge is our launching point for an incredible wildlife cruise. The water here is full of fresh and saltwater crocodiles. The sky fills with birds. It has to be one of the most awe-inspiring wildlife destinations in Australia. And it all happens just metres from the boat. In the mist, a local giant rises from the deep. Water buffalo were brought to Australia in the 19th century to supply meat to the northern settlements. Those early settlements were eventually abandoned, but the buffalo soon spread all over the top end and are commonly found in the area. Outback Spirit have built 12 luxury safari cabins overlooking these wetlands. This camp at Mwangi, I think, sums up the Outback Spirit difference. It's almost impossible to believe that in this isolated and rugged yet pristine environment, we're being accommodated and looked after in what can only be described as 5-star luxury, yet it feels entirely appropriate with the surroundings. Just from the veranda of my safari tent, look out over the Billabong and you can see the Arafura palms there, buffalo feeding, an incredible array of bird life, and you've just got to think, I must be the luckiest person on earth. This afternoon, we're heading out in the Outback Spirit safari vehicles to learn a little more about how the traditional owners live off the land here. The local guides love their country, and they love to share their knowledge of the area. In case this wasn't enough for you, a 5-star meal is waiting for us back up at the lodge. No expense has been spared to make this exclusive experience possible. And a world-class chef is here to cook us up a feast. After a couple of magical nights at Mwangi, we'll get back on the road. We're heading further west, across a couple of rivers, towards another fantastic new safari camp acquired and refurbished by Outback Spirit. You may have heard of the Barra Lodge. It's been the premier fishing spot in the Northern Territory for quite a while. Outback Spirit bought the property and have given it a total redevelopment, and they've really upped the ante in terms of style and comfort. The fishing's always been first class, now so is the accommodation. The Barramundi Lodge is situated close to Maningrida, on an escarpment looking over the wild floodplains of the Tompkinson River. An ideal place to relax before you set off to explore the coast. The Aboriginal people have a custom called walk a while and we'll talk a while. And that basically translates as, what's your hurry? And Outback Spirit have taken the same attitude with this trip through Arnhem Land. Everywhere we go, we stay 2 nights, so you really get a chance to soak up what it means to be in this magical part of Australia. This morning, the lodge's expert fishing guides will take us out to explore the Arnhem Land coast in state-of-the-art Ocean Master vessels. And with hundreds of kilometres of wild beaches, mangroves and coastal rivers to explore, this place will blow your mind. even if fishing's not your thing, this trip is really worthwhile. Have the opportunity to travel up this, what feels like a virgin river, into this wild, untamed land. You'll see buffalo, crocodile, and some incredible bird life. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. Totally different world. The team at the Barra Lodge know this coast better than anyone. And having the local Indigenous guide on board adds a whole new layer to the experience. So this is how we fish in the modern day. How'd they do it in the olden days?
Oh, with the spears. They walk in the water. They can see signs of the crocodile. He usually stirs up the water, makes it dirty.
Right.
So he can't be seen, but they can see the dirty mark in the water.
Okay, and of course, where there's crocs, there's generally barramundi, right?
That's right. The barramundi is second to turtle, the main source of their food.
Okay. Well now, let's have a crack.
Drag your lure through the shadows, and hopefully the barramundi will be sitting around that tree there.
Okay, let's have a crack. The Liverpool and the Tompkinson rivers form one of the great barramundi habitats of northern Australia. I'm fishing one of the wildest bits of coastline, and it's pretty exciting. Oh, no, that's good. Right, we've got a fish on here, mate. Oh, look at him, he's a beautiful big silver thing. Get the net knob, look at him. Look at him. And just to prove that any fool can do it, there is a barramundi. He's about 60 centimetres, I suppose, maybe 2 kilos, something like that. He's a beautiful fish. He put up a great fight, and I'm going to honour him by eating him tonight. Woohoo! Thanks, mate.
Enjoy.
Barra bites for entree. I believe I've earned them. Wonder what's for mains.
Barra.
The seafood at Barra Lodge is second to none. I mean, it doesn't get any fresher than 2 hours ago. A little further west, and the landscape transforms itself again. We're going to explore the incredible Mount Borrowdale. Mount Borrowdale is one of the jewels in the crown of Arnhem Land, set where the ancient rocks meet the floodplain, a land of timeless beauty. These rocky outcrops have provided shelter for countless generations of people, while the floodplains provided the food. The wetlands here are unbelievable, and the large saltwater crocodiles are seriously impressive. The lodge is really comfortable, but it's the cultural sites that surround the lodge that really define this leg of the journey. Walking into these living shelters is like stepping back thousands of years. The walls are lined with burial sites and rock art, some depicting long extinct animals, and some even document the arrival of Europeans to this land. The lives of the Aboriginal people that lived here have been preserved in beautiful detail. Their tools still lay where they were last used. There's something incredibly powerful about this place, and it literally takes your breath away. Incredible art sites and awe-inspiring wildlife. This journey is really starting to take form. The power and mystery of this land is almost overwhelming. I feel like I'm starting to understand what Australia was like before we got here. From Mount Borrowdale, we continue our journey northwest towards another stunning Outback Spirit lodge. Seven Spirit Bay is located out on the remote Coburg Peninsula. This afternoon, the resort's boats are here to pick us up and transfer us to the lodge. Outback Spirit have 3 state-of-the-art vessels here to get you out fishing or cruising on the wild azure waters of the Arafura Sea. It's a tropical paradise set in one of the least inhabited places on Earth. You may have heard of Seven Spirit Bay. It's probably the Northern Territory's most iconic resort. Outback Spirit bought it in 2014, and it'll be the ideal spot to spend a couple of nights towards the end of your Arnhem Land adventure. Outback Spirit have completely refurbished the resort to their usual exceptional standards. Here you'll be housed in stunning new habitat cabins that overlook one of the beautiful bays. The lodge itself is set in beautifully landscaped gardens overlooking a marine wonderland. Luxury at the end of the earth. And the ideal place to relax before dinner. While at Seven Spirit Bay, you'll take part in a number of activities, some on the land and some on the water. Their new vessels are the perfect way to safely get you out exploring the wild bays and untouched beaches. They'll also take you over to visit the ruins of Victoria's settlement, where you will gain a fascinating insight into the world of the early English settlers. You know, apart from the historical aspects around here, it's just a beautiful place to be. You've got the colour of the ocean around here, and you match that against the ochres of the cliffs, and the melaleuca and the mangroves. Sometimes you just got to pinch yourself to remind yourself of exactly where you are. The northern edge of the great southern land. Seven Spirit Bay is magic. Your 3-night stay here at Seven Spirit Bay just about concludes your Arnhem Land Wilderness Tour. Tomorrow you'll hop on a flight to Darwin over some incredibly beautiful coastline, and you'll be on your way home. It's a perfect opportunity to reflect on what has been a transformative journey deep into the wild heart of Aboriginal Australia. The Outback Spirit Arnhem Land adventure is a journey through a wilderness, but it's also a journey through art, culture, and in some ways time. And I reckon you ought to do it as soon as you can. It'll transform you as it's transformed me and change my thinking about what it means to be Australian. And there's only one way you can do it.